Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. I had another incredibly generous gift from the admin, or one of the admins from Australian Blade Forums, Dutchy357. He sent me a gift of flint from Australia. Australia's not known for its flint, and this is Australian flint. And he found it in South Australia, apparently on the beaches in South Australia. I'm not sure whether this is naturally occurring flint, Australian flint, or whether it was. From what I know, and I'm no geologist, I have no idea, very much of an idea about rocks or anything. A lot of the old ships used to come over and used flint as ballast. So they would often dump, as they came here, as they unloaded their cargoes off, they didn't need as much ballast. So they would dump a lot of their ballast off, which was the flint. So they would dump it on the beaches or just offshore. So I am assuming that this may have been ballast flint, but I could well be wrong. I don't know. It could well be naturally occurring flint here in Australia. I do often say that flint is not abundant in Australia. I stand by that. I live in Queensland. I have never seen flint here in Queensland. I can't go anywhere around here and find flint. You may well do that in South Australia. That's all well and good. South Australia's a long way from me in Queensland. I just can't find it. England and American, in some areas in America, and in many areas in England, you can just go out and find it. Norfolk is renowned for having high quality flint. America has flint in many areas. Some areas it doesn't, some other areas it does. Dutchy sent me this lot. It's, again, massive pieces of flint. Nice sharp edges. This particular piece here, lighter in colour than I'm used to seeing. English flint tends to be dark. Yeah, but this one here is a particularly nice piece. Beautiful sharp edges. Yeah, this is the largest piece. I bought a weighing device here. It's 426 grams, so just under half a kilo. Biggest piece I've got. So, yeah, another piece. 264 grams. He sent me 98 grams. 112 grams. 114 grams. He sent me a massive amount, being super generous, and asked for nothing in return. I just wanted to publicly thank him for his generosity. I'm blown away by it. I have sparked it. Now, I can't talk about the quality. As I said, I'm no geologist. I just don't know enough about the subject as far as it goes. But I will say, sparking on it, it is more about the sharp edges of it. I've tried it with my olive meads. It sparks incredibly well. So it's right up there with any of my English flints and my American flints as far as sparking ability goes. But as I said, it is more about the sharp edges. So if you can get onto it, work on a sharp edge, and all of these did have workable sharp edges, and they all sparked really well. What I'll do now, as I don't like starting fires inside here, I will pause the video. I'll go outside. I've got some char cloth and I've got my olive meads. I will do some embers with probably this piece and show you how it sparks. And you'll see it sparks really well. And again, I just wanted to thank Dutchy357. He did this. I didn't ask him for it. He just did it out of his generosity. And I am so appreciative of it because flint in Australia is really hard to get, and I have to buy it. I've spent several $100s on flints. If you get into flint and steel, it's all about the rocks. You can get away with just buying one striker. If you buy a good one or get one made up or whatever, that will last your lifetime. You're never going to burn one out because they just last. But to keep up with the rocks, once you get it takes a long time to learn how to strike it while preserving your sharp edges. So at first you're going to burn through a lot of flints. I will be trying to save this a little bit because this is a rarity. Australian flint. I will probably never be able to replace this. So this is going to go into my reserve. I wrap it up in denim, which is my way because I want to save the sharp edges. I will sparingly use it just for nostalgic purposes. But I'll probably save the bigger pieces and use some of the smaller pieces just because it's Australian flint and I love using Australian stuff, and I it's a shame not to use it as such. But I've got more than enough now, and I've got more on the way. I've got bags of the stuff now, so I'm never going to run out of flint even in the medium to long term. Now I've got I've got several kilos of it now, so I'm all right as far as flint goes. But it's really good, really, really good stuff as far as I see. As I said, I can't speak to the quality of it as far as that goes because I am no expert on it, but plenty of sharp edges. And as I said before, it sparks well. And let's get on to that. Let's show you how it does spark. I'll just pause this. I'll set my camera up outside and I'll get some embers with it on char cloth. Okay, back again. I'm just going to use this one because it's got such a beautiful sharp edge. This isn't actually my denim one. It's from a t-shirt, so tends to be a little bit more fragile. It's multiple strikes. As I said, 5 strikes there. As I said, it sparks really well. Olive meads tend to spark incredibly well anyway. But it's all about that sharp edge more than anything else. It's got a really nice sharp edge there, and that platform there is really good. But you can see it showering sparks. Multiple strikes again. It's my SF5. As far as quality goes, yeah, I would put it up against English Flint. But as I said, I'm not a geologist. I don't multiple strikes every time. I don't profess to know anything about these rocks as far as quality goes. I just know I've got sparks on the back there, caught on the back. But this is the generosity you get from the forum. People are only too happy to help you out. They always seem to go the extra mile. Granted, there are some dicks on there, but thankfully there's not as many. There's always plenty of generous people there, only too happy to offer information, help you out, just do this sort of thing for you, you know, without even, didn't have to ask or anything, you know, just post saying, you know, I asked about Australian Flint and how much trouble I was having trying to secure big rocks, and then all of a sudden this turned up. It's not really sitting right, but yeah, plenty of sparks. It's every one of them. Olive meads are sparking incredibly well. Well, that was fairly successful, and yeah, beautiful sharp edges all the way around. Like, I could get on. You can see the sharp edges. As soon as you get onto a sharp edge, it just showers sparks wherever you go. You know, so it's not a problem. And that's probably the best piece for me out of all of it. It's a beautiful piece, that one there. But anyway, this is a bit of a longer video. I just wanted to show you what Aussie Flints can do, coupled with probably some of the best strikers I've got. And I wanted to get some embers as well, showing how easy it is. And I just wanted to thank Dutchy357 for sending these to me. Very much appreciated, mate. Yeah. I was blown away when the package turned up. Yeah, very much appreciated. And final conclusion is, it easily compares with, as far as the sparking ability goes, with English and American flints. But that comes down to the sharp edges. I can't speak to the quality differences, as I'm not a geologist. You'd have to put it in a machine, I suppose, and study it at a much deeper level than I can do it visually. And as I said, I don't have the knowledge and study to be able to say with any authority as to what is objectively better quality stone. But as you can see, they spark incredibly well. They work, and yeah, it's Australian, so I'm always going to say that Australian flint works. But as far as I know, that's only available in South Australia. So for the rest of the country, you're really not going to find this sort of stuff very easily. And I still stand by my statements that it's not abundant. It may be abundant or somewhat abundant in South Australia. If you're lucky enough to live in South Australia, by all means, maybe if you can find it on a regular basis and build up enough of a supply, maybe think about trying to sell it. I don't know what the legalities of that or what processes you'd have to go through to do that, but Aussie bushcrafters would be only too happy to buy Australian-made, Australian-found flint. I know I would, rather than having to go over to England or America to buy it. If you can get rocks like that and sell them on the Aussie market, I know I'll buy Aussie flints. If that's the quality of the Aussie flints, if that was available in Australia, I'd buy that every time over English flints or American flints. No dramas. But that's something maybe you need to explore, Dutchy. I don't know. But if I could find those on a regular basis and have them in small lots and sell them on eBay, that's maybe something that could be explored, because I'm sure there is a market for bushcrafters, because once you're into flint and steel, it becomes very addictive, and the pursuit of rocks is something that flint and steel blokes always are after. We're always after rocks, because it doesn't work without them, so you really need them. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I just wanted to say, lastly, thanks, Dutchy. Much appreciated, mate. And I'll treasure these because, yeah, Aussie Flint works really well. And as I showed, too easy to get embers on. But, yeah, I've got some pretty good strikers there. They spark really well. But anyway, thanks for watching.